Hello and welcome to DVxUI. Today on this one, we are going to be designing this website which looks quite interesting. How can you create this kind of UI which has this radius? So let's begin the video and learn how to make this one. Well, before diving deep into the design, it is important to understand what we have been given on the screen. So over here, we have the pages. Currently I'm on YouTube, that's why it is highlighted. And here we have the layers, and under layer you will find only one frame. So let's go to this frame and see what it has. So I will double click on this grid icon, go here, and here you will see all the resources that I'm going to be using. So here we have the pictures that I'm going to be using, and then some icons, and then some colors. So these are going to be my material while designing the website. And let me tell you about the right panel now. So if I take a rectangle and drop it over here, something like this, you will see some options have appeared over here. And now if I change the corner radius to 500 maybe, it will become a circle. So whatever I do on the right panel, it will impact the element that has been selected on the canvas. So this is the only function of this right panel. And now, if you might have noticed, we have a black box over here. Now, if I press a shortcut, it will say it aloud. Figma is heavily dependent on the shortcuts, and if you know them, your work becomes really easy. So it is for that purpose only. Now let me delete this one and get a fresh new frame and start the designing process. So to design this website, we need a frame, as I said. So to get a frame, you can go to this grid icon and from here select the desktop one. So now we have a frame over here. Now what I'm going to do is I need a rectangle. So I will drop it over here and let me make it even more dark so that you can see it clearly. So how we are going to proceed with this website is, first of all, we are going to design the layout. Basically, we are going to be doing the wireframing first. So we are going to design the layout first, and then we will put the element and give the soul to this website. So we have a rectangle over here. Let's select it. And from the dimension, I'm going to change the dimension of this rectangle. So in the width, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be providing 1070 pixels, and the height is going to be 970 pixels. I will place it at the middle by using this vertical centers and put it in the left. And now I will hold Alt while selecting this rectangle, and this will tell me what is the gap which is provided on all the side of this rectangle. So this is 27, this is 31, and this is 27. So we need to change this one and make it 27. So if I move it to the left for once, it will be 30. And now for the 3 times, 1, 2, 3, now it should be 27. So yeah, all these 3 sides are 27 and this is perfect. Now what I need to do is, we need to do the trick. We are going to be designing that modular shape, basically undefined shape in the Figma. So I have seen people arguing about how to design that kind of a look. So some people use vectors, which is this one. So they use this pen tool to design some random shape, something like this. And some others are, what they do is they use the union and subtraction feature of this Figma, which is I'm going to be using. So this vector part I have shown on my website a lot of time, but this time I want to teach you about the union and the subtraction. So let me just go back and remove this. Now select my cursor, select this rectangle, and let me give you a quick peek. So if you click on these 3 dots, you will see some of the options over here. So you have union, subtraction, intersection. These all comes from the Venn diagram. If you have seen the Venn diagram in mathematics, it will be very clear for you to understand these tools. So now we have a rectangle, and on top of it I want to select one more rectangle and drop it over here. So now we have the secondary rectangle. The width for this one is going to be 314 with the height of 158. I will place it over here at the corner, and I will make a copy of it and place the other one at the corner here. Now this one is going to have the different dimension. So for the width 586, and for the height it is going to be 272. Put it up. So yeah, this is good. Now I'm going to select both of these along with the bigger rectangle, and then go to 3 dots and then use this, which is called subtract selection. It has subtracted. So what it has done is it has subtracted the extra part that I told it to delete. So now we have this random shape over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide some corner radius. So from here I'm going to provide a corner radius of, let's say, 50 or maybe 58. So yeah, this is great. We can change it later on. We are just doing the wireframing right now. And now we need the other elements. So first of all, we need a navbar over here, then some information over here, then a video section over here, and some other sections, which you will see. So now let's start working with the navbar, basically the wireframe of the navbar. Now this time I will select a frame and drop it over here, fill it with the color, let's say this one, put it over here, make sure this completely aligns with this rectangle's height, and from here something like this. Now I will hold Alt and check what is the gap between them. So as you can see, this does not tell me the gap. So now we have to go back and use the traditional way. So what is that traditional way? Let me show you. So here I will zoom in, take a rectangle, drop it over here, change the width to 12 and the height to 12 as well. Put it over here, increase it to, let's say, 14. So yeah, this is great. And now I will highlight this using the red color. Now select this frame and increase the height till the border of this red rectangle. So this is done. Now we need the same gap over here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy paste this rectangle and place it over here. Now I will select this and do the same thing. So now this gap and this gap is 14, as we know, because the width of this rectangle and the height of this rectangle is 14. So now we can remove them, and now we can select it and stretch it over here. And if you remember, we had the gap of 27 on all the sides. So yeah, this is very correct, and we have a gap of 27. Now here you will see this overlaps. So to avoid this overlapping, I'm going to provide a corner radius. So increase the corner radius, something like this. Make it a bit small. Yeah, this is great. Maybe 46. So yeah, now it is great. Now as you can see, one more section has been done. Now I will select it, make a copy of it, put it something like this, and at the bottom. Now we need the red rectangles once again, so let's create them once again. Put a rectangle over here, change the dimension to 14 by 14, align it over here, and this is going to be a bit up. Let me change the color and copy paste it. put it one more here and change the width till here, and let's see what is the gap. So it is 27, and which is great. Now I will remove this one, but keep this one because we might need it later on. So now I will change the height till this much, maybe a bit small. So yeah, this is great. So let me select it. You can see the height is 299. Let's make it round figure 300 so that it becomes easier for you to copy. Now select this, copy paste again, put it over here. Make sure the gap is 14, which the Figma already tells us. So as you can see, this gap is quite not right. So 1, 2, 3, and let's see, it is 15, we need 14. So yeah, now it is aligned. And as I said, this one was for the video, so it is going to be a bit smaller. Corner radius is also not going to be this large. And let me make a copy of this bigger one once again. Put it down. Make sure this gap is 14. And this one is till the rectangle's height. So yeah, now this is great, and the skeleton of this part is completed. And now we just need one more frame to put over here. Let me make the copy of it. Put it over here. Make sure the alignment is correct. Select this rectangle, which is our scale. Put it over here. So now as you can see, we are 2 pixels away. So up and up. This is great. Now put it over here. This is definitely smaller than 14. So let's check using our rectangle. Well, this one is also not right. So let me decrease down the height. Now make a copy of it. Put it over here. Something like this. And decrease down the width. And we can do some height adjustments. So yeah, this is great. And now I can remove these rectangles. Let me select this frame so that you can see the dimension, which is 567 by 253. So you can copy it and make yours. So yeah, now the skeleton is ready. We can also provide some corner radius to this desktop. So select it and change the corner radius till it looks good. So let's see. Yeah, 70 looks good. You can keep the 70 or maybe less. Yeah, 60 is good. Well, it is all arbitrary. You have to try out the things to create this kind of the UI, and definitely there are principles, but not a concrete ones. And obviously these websites are not traditional, so you have to follow the non-traditional ways. So now the skeleton part is done. We are ready to design them one by one. So now starting from the bigger chunk, which is this one, we need to put the picture first. So where is our picture? We have the picture in the resources. So now select this picture, copy it, go to desktop again, and now if you select it, you will see it is a subtract. So we cannot just put the picture like a frame. We need to select it and control paste, and you will see this overlaps all these rectangles. So you cannot directly put it inside this. Instead, what we need to do is we need to select the picture and then this rectangle, which is the bigger rectangle. Make sure this bigger rectangle, which is named as subtract, is below the picture. This is very important. And now here you will go to this, which is use as mask, and this will mask the picture to the frame. Now I will select it and put it over here, something like this, a bit right. Yeah, this is great. And now this is how it looks, which is absolutely stunning. Now let's start working with the easier part, which is the logo. So we will go here, take a frame again, drop it over here and fill it with the white color. Provide a corner radius of, let's say, 26. Put it over here. I was just confirming the alignment, which is correct. Now we need to design the logo. So for the logo, first of all, we need a circle. Put it over here. Change the dimension to 30 by 30. Put it inside the frame. Change the color to this color, which is going to be our primary color. And now we will take a rectangle and draw it something like this. Decrease down the width. Change the dimension to 20 in the width and 70 in the height. And now I will double click on this rectangle and this will convert into a vector. Now let's zoom in. I will push 4-5 pixels away and the same from here to give it a slanting look, and a bit from here. So yeah, this is great. And the color is going to be 1B. Now select both of them, align them perfectly. Let's see. Well, the slant is quite less. So let's go back and change it. Go to vector mode, change it till here and change this till here. Let's see. Yeah, this is good. Now we need to work with the hero text. So for the hero text, let's zoom in over here. Take a text and write speeding, not with double D but double E, speeding up the selected. Change the font size to 46 with medium font weight. Put it over here, somewhere up, copy paste again. And here I'm going to write innovation with selected. Change the font size to 70 with regular font weight. I know a part of it is not visible, but it will be, just wait. So copy paste again and write the last piece of the text, which is biotechnology. Select it. Change the font weight to semi bold with 86 font size. Now select all of them, align them perfectly. Well, what kind of alignment is this? Let me go back, select it one by one, put them over here. Now select all, make sure they are left aligned, put it over here, somewhere up and a bit up, this one also. Yeah, this is great. And now you might feel that this is not very much visible. So how can we tackle that? So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this rectangle first, which is a bigger rectangle, and then I'm going to lock it so that it does not interfere with whatever I'm going to do. And now I will take a rectangle once again, put it over here and cover a part of this bigger rectangle. Something like this. And I will also provide some corner radius to this. So yeah, the corner radius is great. You can see the dimension from here and copy it. Now I will select it, change the color to 1B, provide a gradient from left to the right. Select it, provide it over here as well, change it to 0%. So yeah, this is great. And now what I will do is I will select this rectangle and put it behind this logo frame. So it has gone inside this frame. I don't want that. So put it over here, put this frame above this rectangle. And now as you can see, this part is fairly visible. So let me select it once again. And now the alignment is quite right. Now I will take a text because I need a button. So here I will write get started, select it. Font size is going to be 20 and then provide auto layout. The padding is going to be 22 in the horizontal and in the vertical it is going to be 18. Since it is not visible, I'm going to provide a stroke of white color with a corner radius following our guide. Now put it over here. So now as you can see, the part looks quite great, but I think we can select all these texts and put them a bit down. Yeah, this is great. Now we need a subsection over here. So for that, I'm going to select it, copy paste, and just move it to the right and change the dimension. Delete all these because I don't want them. Now select both of them and put them a bit up so that the alignment is correct. Now let's zoom in, and here we need to do something. So for that something, let's go to resources, select this icon, copy it, go to desktop again, and here paste it, put it at the left, take a text and write trending, copy paste again, researches. So I'm very bad with the spellings. Now let's select both of these and it is going to be medium. This is going to be even lighter, so regular will be perfect, and the color is going to be 2.5, and I'm going to put them in auto layout as well with -2 of the gap between them. And now I'm going to select this one as well and put all in the auto layout, and the gap between them is 20, so let's reduce down it to 12 or maybe 8. So now they are inside this frame, but they are not quite aligned. As you can see, this gap is large and this gap is small. So use this alignment and place them at the middle. So yeah, now it is great, and as you can see, this section is also done. Now we need to work with this section, so let's zoom in over here, take a text and write our researchers, select it, change the font size to 34 with medium font weight, and we also need a hyphen over here, put it over here, copy paste again, and here I'm going to write meet the team of brilliant minds with 3 dots. Select it, change the font size to 22 with regular font weight, put it a bit down, a bit right, and now we will take a frame, drop it over here, something like this. So the dimension of this is going to be In the width it is going to be 448 and in the height it is going to be 134. Well, I can change this dimension later on, but now let me provide it a fill color so that we can see it and change the dimension now and provide it a corner radius. Well, this is a lot of corner radius, so let me reduce down some. So 28 is perfect. Now select all of them, put them a bit up, put it at the bit right, select both, put them a bit left. So now this is perfectly aligned. The fill color is going to be 10% of the white, and to provide an emphasis we are going to provide a stroke with white color, and the opacity of the stroke is going to be 30%. And now we need the picture of the people over here. So for that, let's close this desktop, go to resources, and now copy this picture, go to desktop again and paste it over here. Put it over here, something like this. Well, this is quite large, so hit K on your keyboard while selecting it and then reduce down the dimensions. Now put it at the middle, a bit right, and now take a circle once again, put it over here, change the color to the primary color, and while holding shift you need to press L on your keyboard and now draw an arrow something like this. Put it over here at the very middle, and now this is done. We can provide some weight to this arrow, so a weight of, let's say, 6 maybe. Yeah, 6 looks great. Now let's work with the navbar. So here I'm going to select this one, zoom in, change the color to FF, which is the white, then provide a stroke so that it is visible with the 30% of the opacity so that we get this border. And now I will go to my resources once again, if I can close it. So let's go to resources, select these icons. So you just don't have to change anything, you just have to come here and copy it, go to desktop, so now here select this navbar and paste all the icons, make sure they are at the middle, and now I will take a circle once again, put it over here, something like this. Make sure it does not go inside this auto layout, put it at the middle. Let's change the color to this one with the opacity of 20%. Well, 20% is quite less, so let's provide 40% and move it like this so that it is at the middle. So now as you can see, this depicts that we are on the home page and this is the nav links. So the navbar is perfectly ready. Now let's work with the next section, which is this section. So let's select this one, provide a stroke first of 30% with the opacity, change the color to some greenish color. Do we have it? Yes, it is here. And now we need to write some text over here. So for the text, again take a text and write here advanced, and then here tech in biotech and a hyphen, select all, change the font size to 24 with medium font weight. The line height is going to be, let's say, 34, and I guess this size is quite small. We can increase it to maybe 28. Yeah, 28 is great. Place it over here, something like this. Let's see the alignment. So it is 25 from the up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So now 29. and then from here, and now it has 30 from the top and 30 from the left as well. Now let's go to our website for the text content, copy this much of the text, go here and paste it once again. Well, it is not inside this frame, so I will delete it once again, and then take a text, put it over here, and then put the copied text. So now select it, change the font size to 16 with regular font weight, put it over here, something like this, and now I will change the width. So now as you can see, this gap is quite large. It is because I have provided 34. I will change it to auto, and from here I will make it till here, select it, change the alignment to justify from here, and put it a bit down, making sure the alignment is correct, and change this to maybe 70 or maybe 60. So yeah, this looks great, and that section is also done. Now we have this video section as we talked about, so we need the picture once again. So let's go to our resources, copy this picture, go to desktop again, and paste it once again. Since the picture is very large, we need to change the size while holding Alt and Shift. Put it, well, it is outside the frame, so let me just delete it and paste it once again. And this time I'm not going to be holding Alt, but instead I'm going to be holding only Shift to resize it. Place it at the middle using these tools in the alignment. So now it is at the middle. Now I will take an oval, place it over here, change the color to white, provide a stroke of white as well with the 30% of the opacity, and this fill color is going to be 20, and in the effect I'm going to be providing background blur. So now this will create a blur kind of effect. Now I need a triangle, so from here in the polygon I'm going to select it, put it over here, and change the dimension to, let's say, 80. Well, it is still large, so make it 60, and the angle of rotation is also going to be 60. Put it over here. I'm just trying to design a play button, which I can also have from the icons, but let's just do it if we have done so much. So now change the color to white and the corner radius to 2. Make sure it is at the middle, and yeah, that part is also done. But if you see, this circle of the picture and this circle is quite interfering, so I will select it, increase the size of the picture and put it over here, not like that, so something like this, make it a bit more large. So yeah, this is great, and that section is also done. Now I will work with this section, which is quite similar to this one, so I will just copy it, paste it over here, then change the color of this section, which is going to be a shade of our primary color with maybe 20% of the opacity, not 20 but 40. Yeah, 40 is good, but it is quite heavy, so let's provide 30. Yeah, 30 is perfect. Now let's also provide a stroke of 30% with the black color, and let's put some more text over here and change this to biotechnology core and a hyphen. Now select it, change the font size to 26, go to the website again and copy some more text. So maybe the complete paragraph, and then here I'm going to paste it, put it a bit up. So we don't need that much. So I'm going to remove this much of the text. And now as you can see, this section is also done. Well, this one is also quite similar to this one. So I'm going to copy the properties of this one. So I've selected it, right click, then copy paste and copy properties. Now here, select it, right click, copy paste and paste properties. So now all the colors and the borders have been copied over here. Now the same text is going to be here as well. So let's just copy it, paste it over here. I might have run out of content, that's why I have named them similarly. You can change it. So the biotechnology is good, but this is going to be a bit large, till this much. Now select both, put them a bit up. And now here we need two buttons. So take a text and write read more, select it, change the font size to 18 with medium font weight, and also the color is going to be white. Since it is not visible, we need to provide the background using the auto layout. The color is going to be primary, well, not of the text but of the button. So let me provide the auto layout once again and fill it with a color and provide a corner radius as well. The padding is 10 by 10. Let's change it to 18 by 14. Place it over here. I think the padding is quite large, so reduce it. So yeah, this is great. Now copy paste. Well, where is my copy? So let's go back. Copy paste again. Place it over here, something like this. And write research. So I again ran out of the word. Now let's provide a stroke of the primary color. Remove this fill color because we don't need this in this one. Change the font color to the primary color. And let's take a look. And now I will select this desktop, provide it a stroke of weight 4 with the primary color. Now right click, go to show hide UI, then press F11 and let's zoom in. So now as you can see, this is the website, an amazing website that we have created together. And in this one, I hope you have learned a lot. This was a quite advanced website, and I hope you also design this in your Figma. And if you do this, consider sending it to our Telegram group. In our Telegram group, you can find people who can review your design and you can review their design as well. This will help the community grow. So make sure you join the Telegram group. I will wait for your version of this design there. Till then, keep designing. We will meet in the next one.